These are the games I completed in January 2024, starting with Garden Galaxy, a cozy garden designer where you start off wanting to make a cute little garden and end up just being a hoarder. You start off with a pile of marble blocks and with your cute little triangle of friends, Triangles, and the urge to expand into the endless abyss. But as they don't pay their tax, we must take it by force, and then sacrifice this money to the pot. And that's basically the whole game, getting different coins to complete the currently 17 sets of items, ranging from building blocks like sand, dirt and stone, to cooler stuff like the lawn flamingo, to my current favourite, which is a little froggy plant pot. Look at his little face! All the current achievements can be gotten just from playing the game, clicking triangles, spending their hard-earned cash, and collecting new items. Some items have fun little mini-games attached to them, like the gambling block. Bugger. And there's also a marketplace where Frangles will give you orders and you gotta fulfill them, either by giving them fruit, or making a sandwich, or making a burger, and they will pay you in cash, which you can then use to gamble again with. I ended up playing this game for 71 hours, and I had a lot of fun the whole time. I started off by just absolutely hoarding everything on a mishmash of an island, but then decided that I actually wanted to attempt to do what the game intended, and I made a cute little island with 10 by 10s for each set, apart from Rainbow, as there's no real building blocks there. The hardest achievement is definitely completing the Rainbow set. That's only because the Rainbow coins are rarer. Good altars can increase their Rainbow spawn rates, which does help speed things up, but after a while, I end up with this, which I can gamble with. Woo, let's go! And with that, every set and its island has been complete. There is just one more thing that I want to do though. As I don't have every item, getting the last two items, even though they are not achievements, through very lucky and very unlucky magic, which is simply done by putting items into the cauldron. Emphasis on any, because I'm real stupid and misread a Reddit post and thought I could only use pearls, and spent much longer than I wanted to grinding pearls and putting them in. After a while of trying, I decided to look up online and see if I could find any of the spawn rates, and I found a lovely article that mentioned that the spawn rate of the golden nugget was 0.4%. That's roughly 250 items. Eventually I did get the holy nugget, but my god, took a while. Anyway, that was Garden Galaxy. If you love to be a cottagecore hoarder like me, then I would really suggest you check it out and try and make something better than I did. Beyond Blue. A game inspired by Blue Planet 2, it's an underwater adventure game where you swim through different environments, scanning fish, and contemplating the vastness of the ocean. You follow the story of Mariah, a deep-sea researcher, and her team, and occasionally her very annoying sister, my god, as you follow a pod of whales through the open ocean, brine pools, and more. And you get to find out all types of beautiful fish, like a hagfish. Ew. This game is genuinely stunning and feels pretty good to play. Achievement-wise, it's all pretty straightforward and it's done just with playing the gameplay loop. Dive, scan, follow the story. The weirdest achievement definitely goes to binge mode, where you have to watch all the Ocean Insight videos, which were mostly interesting, but just came off a bit weird being forced to watch X amount of content. Hardest achievement is scan all the things, only because I had to go back through all the levels. I originally thought this was going to be impossible, but luckily there's a slight white circle of the ones you haven't scanned yet on the map, so you just have to swim up to each one, scan, move on. At one point on the Vents map, there's a train of sharks that basically go through the whole level, and you can actually see the route they take, so I just stood at the start and scanned them, which felt a bit cheaty. Beyond Blue took me 4.5 hours to complete, and it was actually pretty fun, and even educational at some points. I would recommend to fans of Blue Planet who want to experience diving from the comfort of their own homes. Dredge, the Pale Reach. I finally got around to completing the Dredge DLC. Developed by Black Soul Games, it's a fishing Lovecraftian ambient horror, and it is beautiful. From the fish, to the characters, to just the set pieces, I love it. The main premise is to sail around catching all types of fish? Until you caught them all. My favourite guy is the Stargazer. Look at his dumb little face. Like I completed the original game back in April 2023, so here I'll just be talking about the expansion, the Pale Reach, which gave me another 3.5 hours of enjoyment, and luckily I came back to some much needed changes, like the Reaper not dying anymore. For a completionist, this is so upsetting, realise I couldn't complete all the side quests and get all the books. Oh. Anyway, the Pale Reach sees the Fisher adventure into a new icy island, where you meet more new fish, some new creepy story, and friends? Not friend. I think the expansion definitely adds more to the game. Enough for the prices, up to you, as it's £6, so it doesn't really follow the pound per hour rule for me. But I still enjoyed it anyway, as it's more of an excuse to play more Dredge. Most of the achievements are done through just playing the gameplay loop of catching everything and following the story. There is one weird achievement that 97.4% of players haven't done, which is having 5 ice blocks in your hull. Now this is legitimately the rarest achievement in the game, and also so easy. Just go buy your ice. What are you doing? Why are you catching all the fish first? And not doing this achievement. The hardest achievement goes to Cold Corruptions, which is catching all the aberrations in the Pale Reach. It's easy enough to catch all the fish in once by just using Atrophy. This is where you immediately harvest the whole pool with higher chances of aberrations. This achievement gets hard when you're stuck with a colossal squid, as you can only really catch it with the trawl, so you just have to drive around with it dangling out. Not so much hard, but just more time consuming. I would definitely recommend to any fishing minigame enthusiasts, or just fans of ambient horror in general, or if you just like good Lovecraftian art, because like I said, this game is stunning. Now the final game I completed was a little game that you might have heard of called Palworld. Created by Pocket Pair, Palworld is an open world survival game with monster taming, where you can catch pals, surf them, fly them, shoot rockets, and butcher? Huh? Barely know her. This absolute banger took me 63 hours, and it was a great grind with friends still finished. All of the achievements can be obtained with just following the gameplay loop of catching and fighting, which is a bit sad, as I feel like there could have been some real fun achievements in there. Also, you don't get one for catching all of them, only up to 90, which blows my mind as there's 47 more pals to collect after that. I guess this must be being added later. Also, if you're playing with friends, they only get the Defeat X boss achievement, which is annoying playing with other completionists. At the start of my playthrough, I zoomed through the levels up to 40 by abusing the catch the first 10 of each pal, which was great because I could use all this fun technology that was stuck behind leveling. However, around the 43 mark, it really slowed down, I felt like, and by the time I got to the end of my playthrough, I only reached level 46, with still 4 more levels of the more fun stuff to use in the game locked behind them, which was quite sad honestly. But one of the more redeeming qualities of Palworld, which kept me coming back, was the grind. Catching pals felt fun, building the base felt fun, fighting the bosses felt satisfying, but I don't think I can mention Palworld without mentioning the controversies. The catch rate is so incorrect. Oh my god, why did it take me 10 balls to catch something that was at 80% catch rate? The maths doesn't add up. The hardest achievement was definitely defeating Victor and Shadowbeak. This took us so long. We pretty much just one-shot every boss before Victor, and then got absolutely steamrolled by him. We then went away and leveled up. We then went away and got legendary powers. We then went away and got better weapons. We then went away and got even better weapons with even higher levels of schematics, and grinded a bunch of ammo, and still it was pretty hard. It really did feel like we had to pull every mechanic in the game to defeat him, which in my opinion is a really good thing, as it meant we couldn't just tunnel on a certain way of playing. We had to go and explore the whole game. Anyway, after defeating Victor, I still feel like there was one more thing I had to do. Have to collect every single one? No. Got to snag each and every one? Closer. I must seize every last one? That seems more appropriate for this type of game. Well, that was easy. I would recommend Palworld to the people who like the survival aspect of art with a more of a cartoonish vibe. And that was everything I completed in January. Thanks for watching.